Hi, I'm Bronagh Lagan. I'm the director of Cruise.
I'm Jack Holden. I'm the writer and performer of Cruise, which is playing here at the Duchess Theatre from the 18th of May to the 13th of June.
What were your original thoughts when you were starting to write it, piece it together?
So I was always looking for a way to transition from me being the storyteller through back in time, back to the 80s, and I thought as it's going to take us back to the 80s, the only way it can happen is with some kind of immense glam rock epic kind of switch. And so I wrote that, but then didn't know how to achieve that, but then you did.
February 29th, 1988, Soho, London. I'm staring down the barrel of death. I burned myself out from 4 years of relentless gigging and partying, me and Fingers never letting up, all geared towards this one night, my last night on Earth. Dave has left me, Sandy's gone, and countless others too. Tonight I'm going solo on a tour of my old haunts, saying my goodbyes to friends, foes, strangers, lovers, mothers and brothers, fond farewells and good riddances, and then I'll be ready for the end of the world.
Yeah, we had a little, we were exploring ideas when we were creating the film, and music is such a huge, it's a character in the show, effectively, and it takes us through our worlds and our journeys, and this big drop moment of when Michael takes over the story from Jack, it just sounds like big glam rock, and because it's a show about queer culture and music, we were like, let's make it camp, let's make it electric. We've got AV, we've got big badass sound. So yeah, we just ran from a very domestic setting of Switchboard, and we wanted to keep that really naturalistic, so people for the first 10 minutes have no idea what they're in for. They think they're in safe hands, and then we blow the roof off of the place.
Yeah, hopefully we don't scare them too much.
In the evenings, as I would clean up the detritus left by bands who thought they were too famous to put their litter in the bin, but who I'd never hear of again, Fingers would be working away in his padded sound cell like Victor Frankenstein, stitching together random limbs of squealing disco numbers with clicks and chords and thuds from a new big black box. "My new toy," said Fingers. "Just delivered from America." It looked just like a keyboard as far as I could tell, but it was called a Yamaha DX7, and it made Fingers very happy. And the noises it made were like nothing I've heard before. He played me one of his mixes with the volume so loud that my ears ached and my chest shook.
The second scene is Wires, which is where we meet an inspirational character to Michael.
Yeah, DJ Fingers. I don't know where he came from. There actually was a house DJ in the 90s called Mr. Fingers. I must have seen that somewhere, but this is, not based on Mr. Fingers. This is DJ Fingers. And, I knew that obviously so much of the musical influence in London in the 80s came from Manchester, so I wanted there to be a Mancunian in it. Yeah, he just kind of pops up in the story, and you can't kind of get a gauge on him. He's kind of quite a sort of mysterious, flighty kind of character, but then he actually comes through at the end as really solid. And I think it's weird to talk about these characters because I play them all, but I think we all love Fingers more than anyone.
We do. He's wrong and he's rotten, but he also has the best line in the show, which just is the entire antithesis of what the piece is about. And when we were looking at, we called it Wires because of what we do with it. But a big piece of storytelling I wanted to include in the show was the idea of connectivity, because we start with the switchboard, he's on the phone, there's a wire that leads us down to that connection with the other person. And from that, the idea of creating a world of wires within the set evolved. And when you come see the show, you'll see that we see guts and all of the amps, the music, the wires are exploding off the set.
Grabs the mic and he looks like he's looking straight at me as he sings. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should.
The karaoke scene. I don't know. I wanted the character of Dave to get introduced in a musical way. Really, I think I I was cautious not to have like every character have that like their theme tune, and they arrive like they're in a video game or something. But like, and some characters do have like a theme that is like you identify with them. But David just wanted to like actually grab the mic and sing something. So and Always on My Mind is like a timeless song, and Dave's a bit older, so I thought it would be a song from a few years ago that he really identifies with. And then and I've wanted him to be a bit of a crooner as well, so I think that's kind of sexy.
Yeah, I mean this scene does all the work itself. It's just beautifully written, and Jack's performance is amazing. The way he's able to slip between every character in the bar and then act like this love scene of like, and the way that we've done it is he jumps up and he sings. We strip everything back, and it feels like he's looking down the barrel of the lens at you, like swooning you, and it has a lot of heart and romance, and it's all through him just doing creating all the worlds and beautiful voice. Yeah, it's a really special moment, and a moment of quite stillness. There's a lot of big loud moments, but then when those moments of stillness really land, they really drag the audience in. But it's a really fun one to hear.
Michael, haven't seen you around. Michael, you're looking thin. Hello, boys, I say, and fling my arms around them. They take the hug a little bit startled and surprised. We thought you hated our guts, Mikey. I did once, but life's too short to bear a grudge.
Final one, which is Bang.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for Bang?
So obviously, I wanted the story to chart music from 1980 to 1989, because music's such an effective way to tell a story and to show the passage of time, and obviously to set tone, but also, the history of music is also, in a sense, the history of drugs, and especially in the late 80s, early 90s, ecstasy came over, and that obviously sent music off in a very specific acid house rave kind of direction, which we touch on at the end of the show, and it seemed like it was something that would have totally crossed Michael's path at that stage of the story. So I thought it would be quite a good, give the story quite a big boost at the end there. Yeah,
it's a real teaser, because this is kind of the start of the ending, and in the show, Michael he's living life full throttle. He thinks he's going to die this night, so he's taking everything. It's full of hedonism, and this is just the start. It's big, it's loud, it's bright, it's ferocious. We'll wait to see where it builds to.
Yeah, it's a big finish.